This time I'm trying out polymer clay. I have not a little bit, but quite a lot. Probably now for a year or so. And here's even more. And a little bit more. This is my tool bag for clay. I have collected some stuff what could be useful, like these sculpting tools, what came in a kit, then dotting tools, all sizes, and then rolling pins. Enough playing already, let's get to work. My first project is brush holder. Now decisions, trying to think which colors would go the best and what I would like to see every time I paint. I think this one could work. I kinda stopped and thought again, and decisions made. These three colors will do. Now open the papers. These ones are very sticky for some reason. Probably the cheap ones, that's why. I have to prepare clay to be workable, so now I have to warm it up. And I have to twist and twirl and press and do whatever it takes to get it workable. Now when all three are ready, I make little sausages, press them together and join in one big sausage. Not too thick and not too thin, because I have to make waves. Here I rolled too much of it. Fixing. Make sure not visible at all. Now I'm making waves. I can't make too narrow, as paintbrushes has to fit in to rest when I'm not using them. This cut in front was meant to be paws, because I'm trying to make a cat, but at the moment it really looks like a snake. Next step is to warm up another piece of yellow. Stain my fingers very well, but I have to make cat's head. That little piece is going to be ears. This clay is so sticky that the more I touch, the more I have to fix. I think I'm done fixing that head. It won't get any better. And it looks nice. And here, close up. Not too bad. I like the colors. Now the next project, I made these plaster of Paris little mini pots. And I have an idea for it. Warming up bread, making a sausage, and cut in equal parts. Then roll every piece into the ball. And now it's time to put them together. The idea was to have a worm sitting on the pot. I mentioned before, this clay is very sticky, and this is very delicate piece what I have to make. So I take a toothpick and fold into 8, which will be, you'll see what it will be. It will be glasses for a worm. Now another one, the same but for other worm. They're two cool worms. Now the next part is to make accessories for the worm. You can't just let worm sit on a pot by itself. So I made not too thick, 2 squares. Round the corners a little bit. Next piece, I chose different color because this will be cover for the accessories, which is a book. So I'm trying to make a cover here. They're so adorable already. Then I took a needle and made the inside look like pages. Just draw some lines. My hands are not steady at all. I couldn't make straight line. So I made whatever. But at the end it still looks like a book, so it works. Now I set them on the oven tray to be ready to bake. Have to be gentle. Now I warm up green one because my plan is to make something cute, which will be a little cactus. I measure the thickness of the middle part, then work the end. I don't know what this tool is called, but to me it looked like perfect to make cactus dots, so I used it. Just by itself it looks so lonely, so I decided to make something on the sides. And the same tool again. Already looks better, but I need that symmetry, so I have to make from other side as well. Yep, that will work. And for this one, I'm making semicircle green base. Prepare pink for the roses. Now I just have to choose what size petals I want. This could do. What about this one? Looks a little bit too small. But then the size bigger is too big. Still, I left it out just in case I want to try. Now I'm pressing down the pink one as flat as I can. It is a little struggle because the baking paper is moving, but at least clay doesn't stick to the surface. It's easier to remove. I started pressing with the smallest one, but then I realized it will be too small, too tiny. So I went with the middle one, and then with the big ones, just 2 was enough to understand they will be too big. So I kept going on with the middle one. This is a tricky part to get them off the paper, but it did work. So now I need 7 these little circles. I press them with fingers and then put in one line. Every next petal has to slightly cross the previous one. Now from one side, slowly roll them and it makes a rose. Then I cut down the excess clay, leaving just the head, then setting in a place, and I took a tool to smoothen the edges. One of the sculpting tools. Didn't like it so much, so I set it down and chose a different one, which is exactly the same. Different one, but exactly the same. So with the same process, I make rows by rows by rows, and I think I needed 14 of them. This is very time consuming, but has that wow effect, not only on me. Here I'm using a different tool, which actually worked better than the previous one. Isn't this beautiful? Just something's missing, and they are green leaves. And for leaves, I press with the same tool, the same size circle, just make a leaf shape and then put in between roses. Altogether, I made 5 leaves. Now it's more wow than before. Here's my mini oven, what I bought specially for polymer clay. So the pieces go in to cook. Time and temperature set. And now while pieces are baking, time to paint the pots. I didn't choose extreme bright and colorful paints, just because I want for the pieces to stand out a little bit more. I see that with one coat it won't be enough, so I will need to dry them and go over another time. I made these pots long time ago, whenever I used plaster of Paris in the previous videos, but I had idea to use them with polymer clay, which I'm getting my hands onto now. Couple months later. Now to paint top and bottom for each of them, and then second coat. I have a cat, so if I'm taking something off, it's more likely to be a cat hair. Now a quick second coat. And the pots are ready. I take toothpick and scrape a little bit so the piece on the top catches the bottom. And my favorite glue, what dries clear. I spread all base with the glue and then put roses on the top. Now for worm sitting on a pot, I didn't really need to scrape all that much, but I did it anyways. Regretted a bit later, but worm and a book will sit on the top. Now the other worm the same. And cactus will be glued first, and then because it looked too naked around, I have to think of something, and I came up with idea with the little stones. And then all for baking. They all look so adorable. Roses are finished, so final touch is to go over with the varnish. Give that little extra protection and shine. stones have cooled down for the cactus, so now it's time to glue them around. While the glue is drying, I varnish those two little worms. Now for the cat, I will varnish all the tail first. I didn't know cat has this long tail, but still. I varnish the long part first and leave the face for the last. Now when that's dry, it's time to arrange the face. I cut out place for the eyes, and for the eyes I will use pieces from diamond painting. Then I carve little triangles in the ears. I never sculpted anything, so if your eyes hurt, I'm sorry. I just do what I know. When that's finally done, I chose green diamond painting gems, because cat eyes are green too. Then with a pink marker, I color in the ears. Then with a black DVD marker, I draw up nose and whiskers and a little mouth. And the more I fakes, the worse it gets. Who puts a dot in eye? Me? But it didn't look good at all. And cat looked sad and now happy. The face is as good as it will get. Now the final bit is to varnish cactus and stones. How could I forget about cat's face? That needs to be varnished too. And now finally complete. This is how it looks in use. Worms needed a little touch up. This one looks cute as it is. And roses are my favorite. Thanks for watching!